Hi there. So the essence of the heart chakra is to connect with all things externally of our heart as well as internally. And we've talked a lot about connecting internally. So our relationship with all beings on this earth, and even the earth itself, comes from our ability to access our authentic self that is within us, that is wise, and at the core, the essence is love. And that requires us to have compassion without judgment. It requires us to have empathy and to know what it is like to walk in somebody else's shoe, and to be present for another being's suffering without the ego wanting to take over to fix another person's problems. And when we live in accordance with our authentic self, we start to know what it is to live in our own truth and in alignment with our integrity. Our heart, as we know, always wants to be loved. And there are times when our cultural tendency is to pretend to be someone we're not so that we gain love. And many times that brings pain into our life, and we will feel it as a heartbreak or a heart physical grief and pain. And if we can access the truth by knowing what it feels to be in peace, and really stemming from there to make decisions, then we're starting to lead with our heart in making choices in our lives that moves away from wanting to please or being needy, and coming from a place of wholeness. So when we come from a place of wholeness where we know that our truth is such, when we feel peace and joy within, and we start to speak from a place of compassion and empathy and without judgment, we have truly then accessed the ability of our heart to guide our way. So a few ways to do that is to really maintain an attitude of gratitude on a daily basis. I like to use my gratitude essential oil to really get into that vibration of gratitude. And sorry, usually there's more that will come out from there. To journal maybe 3 to 5 things every single day that I'm grateful for. And when we focus on what is working out and is good in our lives, we start to notice more of it, and we in fact, what we focus on grows. And so when we start to focus on what we're grateful for, we start to notice more and more of it in our lives, and it starts to show up in unexpected ways. So gratitude as a practice allows us to sorry, there are people here. Let me stop right here. Having a sense of gratitude then allows us to focus on, what's good in our lives and create more of those. Another practice I like to make sure that I go through every so often is the practice of forgiveness. And the misconception about forgiveness is that if we forgive someone for their what we perceive as wrongdoing to us, then we are actually condoning their behavior, which we don't want to do, right? I think we need to move away from that misperception and start to think of forgiveness as a way of really moving from a place of judgment of what happened to a place of compassion for ourselves, for feeling whatever it is we were feeling. Also, to look at it as a gift of an interaction, an experience that is teaching us something. So when we forgive, we are actually creating a place from which we can start to grow and move forward, and to treat every emotion with importance that it deserves, to allow our feelings, our bodily emotions to really inform us of what is our truth. Again, back to living in our integrity, back to whatever happened there. That was when something was out of alignment with our real selves, our authentic selves. So with that, I like to use forgiveness. And what I do is I put a drop on my hand and I really recall the person, the incident, and I say to myself, I forgive myself for holding a grudge. I forgive the other for acting in the way that hurt me. I move forward. I ask what the lesson is here of this difficult interaction, this difficult experience. And it's not to be taken lightly. I understand that there are times when it's a painful process and it is going to take a lot of introspection and a framework of how to move through it. And so that is when, getting someone to guide you with that is so helpful. And if you ever want more information on that, let me know, because I have a framework that I use and I find it so helpful to really extract from those experiences the gifts of the learning and the growth. So the final practice I like to cultivate my heart chakra is the practice of giving generously. And with that, I chose abundance. This idea that we always have enough to give from. We always come from a place of perpetual replenishment of our energy, our spirit, our ability to give really comes from a sense of wholeness. So we never want to give with an expectation of receiving back. Although we do want to receive, and that is related to gratitude, right? We do want to be that person that receives graciously and not always to be the one giving. But if we can come from a place of generosity in giving, that really allows our heart to be nourished. How often have you heard the phrase, give to grow, or give to get, or what you give out in the world you receive? If we can come from a place of generosity and just find places in your day to be kind to someone, give unexpectedly, that is going to give you this feeling of joy and, you know, volunteering or anything like that. Anyway, so that concludes our heart chakra series, and I will move on to the throat chakra in the next video. Please tell me your feedback and comments, okay? Bye.